Welcome back to another DSM podcast. I'm your host, Jack Leinauer, and I'm here with
Daniel Dowell.
Anyimadu.
And we are here to talk about the junior year. And obviously, all of us are juniors. We're going to kind of reflect back on our experiences this year and, like, our experiences kind of overall at DeSmet. And, like, we've kind of had a rough years, like, at DeSmet.
Yeah.
Because we really haven't had a full, like, non-COVID DeSmet year. Because freshman year, we got cut out from spring break on.
Yeah.
We didn't have exams, thank God. Then sophomore year was obviously the big COVID year.
Yeah.
That one was weird. And then
I mean, half the time we were only there for like 9 to 12.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was
9 to 2.
9 to 2, 9 to 1,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
It's very weird. And then junior year, we really we're not completely back, but it's definitely feeling a lot more normal this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say that this was, I mean, obviously we had mass last semester,
Yeah.
but this has probably been one of our better normal years.
Yeah. I'd say the only really big things, well, two big things, besides for what you mentioned earlier, the mass, lunch seating. I remember freshman year before COVID started, it was all
wild.
Like, it was crazy.
I remember.
I might even prefer this.
Yeah,
way
I
now.
prefer this way because freshman year it was fighting for seats. You had to, I mean, we still fight for food this year because we have last lunch, but that's like, like next week we won't. But I remember freshman year he had to fight for a seat, and it was like, it was hard. I remember that it was hard.
Yeah. It was all kind of a weird year.
Yeah. I mean, the second really big kind of COVID kind of infringement on our year was junior projects. We didn't get to do those.
Yes, we didn't get sent out for junior projects. We had junior projects. We did them all by ourselves.
Yeah.
So like we had to go out and get. Usually it's 50 hours. You go out to a certain organization every Monday.
Yeah, you get a Monday off. I kind of.
You missed your last period.
Yeah, I don't know if I like this what we're doing now, where you have to get 50 hours over a culmination of sophomore and junior year.
But that was just for us though.
That was just for us. I think because I heard through the grapevine that they're going to go back to junior projects. Because with this method, you get like your class time back. I know a lot of my classes, since I'm taking some AP classes, we're like down to the wire to get it exactly before the AP test, and every class period counts. So having like missing a class every Monday, as Daniel decides. Missing a class every Monday would be interesting. I don't know.
And another thing we forget about is we were supposed to have Special Olympics. We never got to do that.
We were.
Yeah.
So like there's experiences that were like we didn't get to do El Camino end of freshman year, which you guys may not know about.
I don't.
So El Camino is you go to your compañero's house for dinner. I think it's either second semester or it's like the second part of Odyssey. But you go to their house and have dinner. It's supposed to be like a bonding thing with your homeroom.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah. My brother said he didn't really enjoy it because he's kind of he never really liked his compañeros. So, but like he said it was an interesting experience. But we never got to experience that. I bet half our class doesn't know what it is. We didn't get Special Olympics. Junior projects was void. I'm surprised. Like I'm happy we got a junior ring.
Yeah. Junior ring this year was actually good because we're at that point now where a lot of things are getting back to that normal thing. So we could have mass in the old cathedral. Beautiful cathedral, by the way. That was sick. I've never been in there until, what was that, last Friday?
Yeah.
I've never been in there until
Also, props to Mr. Chirac in the choir. They did a great job.
The choir did do a really good job.
Yeah.
But no,
I
like
didn't know
you
where they were. I looked around. I saw them up there. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, like you were saying, we've gotten a lot more normal this year. So like masses, even last semester when we were wearing masks, we could have all school mass and class mass.
Yeah.
Which was super nice.
Yeah.
Because like being a part of campus ministry, that was all cut out last year, and the only thing we could do is write prayers and do like a prayer service.
Yeah. Now I've noticed campus ministry is definitely doing a lot more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, apart from all the things that kind of COVID has done to us, like really, what was your favorite moment like of kind of like your time at DeSmet, or like of your like junior year specifically?
That's hard.
I got two answers. Junior year specifically was probably the retreat I went on in January with some of my campus ministry guys. We went down to Texas with the Jesuits for a discernment retreat. A lot of fun. I got to grow closer with those guys, and they're some of my good friends now. And then overall would probably be Mr. Hall's morality class, second semester,
Oh, I love
sophomore
that
year.
class. Yeah,
Like,
that
I know
class
it
is
was
amazing.
I know it was interrupted by COVID, but there were so many funny conversations I had in the back of
Yeah.
that back of the IC with Ben Nieberge, Aid Madigan.
Yeah, I remember that class.
That was a good class.
It was a really
Mr.
good
Hall
class.
might not think so, but that was a fun class.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, my favorite kind of moments were like, I mean, we really didn't have that much because of COVID, but like I definitely liked junior ring. A
Yeah.
lot. That
Oh,
definitely-
junior ring was
Junior ring
great.
was amazing.
It was a lot of fun, and I had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just hard to pick one. I mean, hopefully senior year, can we kind of bring back a lot of those? Like we bring back the Special Olympics.
Yeah.
We bring back.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of our job as leaders next year.
Yeah, that's
We-
the thing.
because-
That's
We are now, I think, officially, obviously
they're
we
still
are-
doing finals. Seniors are, but after that,
It's us.
we're
After this week, we're the cream of the crop.
Yeah, we are recording this on May 3rd, but I'm pretty sure this will release next Monday.
oh then yeah. By the
So,
time this comes out,
as of now, all the underclassmen have to listen to us.
So yeah,
I can't really pinpoint a favorite moment. I guess junior ring was amazing,
Yeah.
obviously, but I guess generally I've had a really good time here.
Yeah.
So I can't
And
Speaking
like-
of underclassmen, what's some advice that you want to give?
Top advice, especially for the sophomores going into junior year, if you're taking Souther's class, stay on top of your work.
Oh, for sure. Any class,
Because
stay on top
yeah,
of
I
your
guess any class, but like especially AP classes in general, because you're gonna have
you do not want to slip up.
you're gonna have such a larger workload. Because I'm in 2 AP classes now,
Mm-hmm.
so I have to keep up with Spanish and history, which are two not my best subjects. Which is
Yeah.
funny because I'm taking AP classes for them.
Yeah.
But you have to keep on top of your stuff, or else it's going to get a lot harder for you. So,
Yeah.
like, the first week of school this year, I remember looking on campus thinking, oh, there's not going to be any homework due. And I see, first one there, Mr. Southers, do the first chapter of your AP U.S. history book.
and
like,
it's the
take
entire
notes.
chapter,
Take
too,
the
and it's
entire
like-
chapter.
You're not used to doing an entire chapter in a class
Yeah,
period.
you're
but
not used
yeah.
to doing 10 pages of notes in a night. So you got to get used to that habit.
Yeah, it's especially if you take the honors Southers class, I would definitely recommend it. But I mean, you definitely have to be on top of it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of homework, a lot of just big tests, a lot of essay topics, a lot of DBQs. I mean, it's not fun, but I mean,
You got to
it
do
pays
it.
off.
And on
It pays
on
off.
that topic of AP classes, I would suggest you like pay attention to course selection.
Yeah.
Take those AP classes. Challenge yourself, dude. Like
Especially because, like, my biggest regret this year is not taking a higher graded math
and
class.
I hear that from a lot of people is they should have been in class X and should have been in AP XYZ. And like just take
Do we offer that
take
now?
it. Yeah, actually no.
Yeah, but that's like my biggest thing is what he said is like you got to get your course. You got to have to know what you want to take because like because once you get into junior year, there are so many more options for you to
You get
take.
paralyzed by choice basically.
Yeah, you have so many choices. Like you can do public speaking, and if you're not feeling that, you have lifetime activities, or there's weightlifting. There's so many different avenues for you to go down. Like if you want English college credit and you don't want to take an AP English class, there's film appreciation.
Yeah, and even like now, what is this? Middle of May. I'm still thinking about the course selection. Like, should I take this class instead? Should I this?
Yeah, it's
that?
like you're thinking, oh, should I have done
yeah.
something else? Like,
Yeah, it's obviously important.
I took this class. Should I have taken a different one? Like,
Yeah.
courses are probably the biggest thing one of the biggest things you have to worry about
Yeah.
besides like finals and
Yeah.
stuff.
Because colleges, I think courses are even bigger than finals. To be honest, like, because colleges look at that. They don't just look at your GPA or your test scores. They look at what courses you've taken and how you challenge yourself. So I would say challenge yourself.
yeah. And as juniors, this is kind of the first year you really got to start worrying about that because I remember freshman sophomore year you kind of had your classes.
Yeah, it was a
for
pretty
you.
Yeah.
straightforward.
You really didn't get as much freedom to pick, but now as a junior you get a lot of freedom. So
I remember
would definitely
freshman year,
look at classes that you're interested in.
freshman year, the only classes you could pick, it was like you pick your fine art, you
Yeah.
pick your language, and then you pick what physical activity you're doing.
Exactly.
And I would still say, like, put at least some consideration into picking your fine art.
Yeah.
Because, like, I've done freshman year, I chose to do jazz band. I switched out of that. Even I might go back to that too, because like if you stick with the fine art for 4 years, you get pretty good at it, and you can do some pretty
Well,
amazing
like,
stuff with whatever skills you
For
learn.
me, I did acting and improv, and then I took the higher class last year, and then this year there's not a higher option for it, but there's public speaking, which is another really valuable asset that Mr.
Yeah.
Welling teaches. So like I've gotten better from being like the shy kid that I didn't really talk that much. Where now I can hop on in front of a stage in front of 50, 60 people,
Do it in front of 20,000.
and I can flop on my back and look like a complete like stupid person.
Yeah.
And I don't sweat like bat an eye.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, all right, back on to, like, kind of back on the year. And who were kind of some teachers? Like, I mean, if you want to talk about some moments with, like, some teachers or some classes.
Okay,
No.
but on that answer, I like all of my teachers.
that was a long pause.
That was
if
a very long
anybody's
pause.
listening, that was a long pause.
There were some moments like I wasn't in school for like the first 2 weeks that we came back this semester.
3, wasn't it?
3, yeah. Well, the first week was over winter break, but
Yeah.
kind of. But yeah, I wasn't there for like for half of January. So my grades dropped, and kind of getting them up, like collaborating with your teachers, and that's another thing I'd recommend
Yeah.
is to actually talk to your teachers.
You got to be your own advocate.
They're real people. Yeah,
Yeah.
you have to. You don't have your mommy isn't gonna email them for. Well, my mom. She did once.
Oh, some
but-
will.
Yeah, some will, but like when you get into a job, when you get into college, your mommy isn't going to email them for you, so you got to take that initiative. But
Yeah, because like that's one thing for me is like with wrestling, I'm missing 2-3 classes a week from December all the way up until late February. So like for 3 months, I'm missing a lot of classes. So I had to go in before and be like, hey, can I take this test now, or can I get my homework now? So you have to kind of be on top of your stuff if you're doing extracurriculars, because once you get into the upper like parts of high school, they don't care if you've had something.
yeah,
Like, if I had a test, but I had to leave for a tournament, they're like, okay, do it next week, and if you don't do it next week, it's a 0 and you can't take it again.
yeah.
Yep.
Because of that experience that I had, where I had to actually communicate with my teachers, I've kind of grown a deeper appreciation for all of them.
Yeah.
All the teachers I'm taking right now are pretty great, especially with like communication. Some could be better, but
You want to name some names?
no.
Yeah.
I still got a final to take, buddy.
All right.
But yeah, like I'm taking a couple more AP classes and stuff. Those teachers especially, because they're not, teachers aren't dumb, obviously. They know their classes are hard. So they'll try to help you, and they want to help. Teachers want to help you for the most part. So,
Yeah, like I don't think any of the teachers are satisfied with like, yeah, this kid failed my class, and that's a win in my
that's-
book. Like, no,
You got to
it's-
stop thinking like that, because that's not
Yeah.
something people
Yeah,
do.
that's not something people do.
Yeah, they are there to help you and help you move forward. Speaking of moving forward, what are you guys looking forward to next year as leaders of the school? Because I mean, as of when this release, we are leaders of the school, and then we will continue it all through next year.
What I'm excited for is the fact that we can sometimes leave if we have study hall during our lunch period. We can leave and go get lunch.
That
I am
would be
excited
sick.
for that.
That would be sick.
Also, I mean, I'm pretty grateful that we as juniors got to do that junior year.
Yeah,
because
we-
that was not a privilege, because we
Oh,
for
yeah.
study halls we were not allowed to leave early,
It was
leave
saved
early
so
or get
much.
here late.
But we can now.
But we
which is a
can
great
now.
thing.
Juniors
That's
can now.
great. And that's kind
We
of
did
the plus
that.
side of COVID, I guess.
We did
but-
that.
That was a little bit of a plus from COVID, but
Yeah.
I mean, I'm looking forward to just kind of being a leader. I just want to see like
Yeah.
what example I can set, like how involved I can get, and that's another thing that I would kind of give advice to is just try to get involved.
Oh,
try
for sure.
Try to go to all these clubs. Try to join new clubs. Try new things. I mean, DSM podcast, what we are recording on right now.
It's
Yeah.
a new
I
thing, yeah.
I tried it out. I love this.
It's-
Yeah,
this is awesome.
And
It's my first
another big
podcast,
thing,
but it's great.
like kind of bouncing off that, we are the last class that experienced DisMet before COVID. Like we had a full
Yep.
semester. People forget that. We had first semester freshman year to know what it's like because remember we had club day where you
Yeah.
could go
Yeah.
to each
Yep, up the
individual
orgs,
club
yeah.
up the orgs, which we didn't have this year. But we had that old advisory periods or as we knew it, activity periods
Yeah. I
where
still
you could
call it
do
activity period.
where you could do whatever you wanted. Anyways, but like we are the like I feel like we have to take up the responsibility to show the incoming freshmen and the sophomores and next year's juniors what it's like to be a DisMet like student.
Yeah.
Because as of now, we are the last ones.
Yeah, and bouncing off that, I'm kind of excited for my classes because a lot of the upperclassmen in my freshman and sophomore years that kind of inspired me, we took similar classes or similar fine arts and similar clubs, especially the clubs.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where you get that interaction. It's not just in the classroom. You've got to go out and put yourself out there, do stuff outside the classroom. And I'm kind of excited to be that role model that those underclassmen were for me back then.
Yeah, and as underclassmen, I mean, when you're an underclassman, I would definitely recommend try to meet new people. I think almost everybody changed over COVID.
Oh, yeah.
I think a lot of people did. I think most for the better.
A lot for the better.
I think a lot for the better, and I mean, a lot of friend groups changed. I think a lot of like people changed, and I think like just going out there and meeting people. Try not to stay to your one little clique, and try to see, like, experience like what other people like, and like how nice other people can be here at DeSmet.
Yeah,
definitely advise that for underclassmen.
And especially another thing for underclassmen is get used to talking with people in different classes than you.
Yeah.
Because I remember my freshman year, kind of like Henry said, I had a lot of friends who were seniors. Mm-hmm. Like, I still talk to some of them now, like Owen Madigan. If he's listening to this, that's my guy. Like, these are like, there's so many different seniors that whenever, like the class of 2020 that I still kind of have contact with.
Yeah.
And I
even
feel
with
like anybody
robotics,
can
you bring
have
in
this.
people from not just 2020, but like class of 2014 who've gone to like do stuff in the industry, and they still come back and help and stuff like that.
Or like even like class of 2013, Mr. Jenkins, like 2013. That's not
He's
that long
younger than
ago.
I thought.
No, he was class of 2013.
Yeah, I like Mr. Jenkins.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You talk about F1 in AP Physics.
Well, yeah, he did win Teacher of the Year for the juniors.
That
I did.
yeah.
I did.
And
vote
he
for him.
hated it every second of it.
Really?
He said
Yeah.
he didn't like walking up there.
All right. Well, we're gonna try to wrap this up here.
Ooh, we're time already.
Thank you, Daniel and Henry, for
No problem. I love this.
coming in and talking about this. I think the next one we're gonna do is try to do sophomores, because we did the seniors already. They already finished theirs. They are up and
gone.
out. They are up and out of here. This is the juniors one, and I hope we have a good sophomores one, and then eventually a freshman one.
I'm interested to think what the freshman ones are gonna say.
Yeah, I think
pluck
it should
them
be.
out.
I think it should be very interesting. Well, thank you guys.
No problem. Thank
That'd be
you.
all.
Yeah, see ya.
All right. Adios.